Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors and Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here on this Wednesday morning, October 12th. We're coming to you live from downtown Panama City, Fox 28 Studios, and our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at 767-5500. And the big news on the weather is that it's still cloudy. We're still getting some misty moisture and all. And the only bad thing, that cloud covered up that big full moon we had last night. So hated not seeing that full moon, but maybe we can see it tonight because the cloud cover is getting on out of here this morning on the coast and later on this afternoon in our inland viewing area. So be aware of that. Temperature now is just uniform all throughout the area, anywhere from 67 to 68, the whole viewing area. So nothing extraordinary in one spot. High today will get 83 and low tonight 64. Now cool front is coming. Now it's not really a cold front. It's going to cool down to like 54 or 55, which is nice and comfortable. It's coming on in tomorrow, so it's not bringing any moisture in it, but the weekend is going to be nice and cool and really good weather for outdoors. Our boating forecast, the winds out of northwest at 5 to 12. It's been coming out of north now for over a week, northwest. Seas 1 to 3 and a smooth to a light chop on the protected waters. Let's take a look at our river readings. The Apalachicola of Bluntstown, you would have thought of that, all that rain to get up north of us, it would have changed, but it's not. It's reading at a 0.4 this morning. Now the Choctawhatchee, it leveled off and it's doing the same, it's flat line again. So I was hoping a little more movement there in the river system, but we just don't have it. So be aware of that if you're doing some river running this weekend. It's still going to be low. All right, take a look at our Carl Vernon Marine Specialties tide chart. Now we're starting to pick up some strong tides again. We're looking at the low tide at Panama City at 6:30 this morning and a high tide at 9:30 tonight. You're looking at a 1.4 range, nice range there, and picking on up for the weekend. So have some really good things coming on as far as, you know, outdoors going to be weather-wise really nice this weekend. Okay. Every Wednesday morning, we like to talk to Captain Blair Morgan down at Cape San Blas and check up on him. I know the weather hadn't been really good. Good morning, Blair.
Good morning, Winston. How you doing?
Doing good, buddy. We're talking about how the weather sort of grounded a lot of folks this week.
Yeah, everybody kept the boats on the trailers this past week between the wind and then towards the end of the wind and the drizzle set in, and there hadn't been a whole lot of boats. I hadn't seen a boat out here in the bay hardly.
Yeah.
But even though all that's going on, when you get a north wind like that, you can still surf fish. There's quite a few people, you know, fishing off the beach and catching whiting and a few pompano running through here and there.
Yeah.
A lot of people out there throwing cast nets this time of year for mullet. I know between over around East Point right there off of 98, they'll just park beside the road and wade out about waist deep and catch them, you know, a net full of mullet. So they're running right now.
Yeah.
And when the north wind's out north like that, you're on the calm side. So there's still some things, you know, you can do even though the weather's bad. There's up in the St. Joe Canal, there's been people going up there catching some flounder and a few trout. But that's about it with the weather the way it's been. Like I say, just about everybody stayed inside.
Well, okay, I know we talk about the ability to adapt to the weather, and this was a great case this past weekend. We're doing that.
Yes, it was.
All right. Well, buddy, we'll have a better week now. Next week, we'll check with you again.
Yeah, I think the weather's going to be pretty now for a week.
All right.
Pick
See you
up
later,
a
Blair.
bit.
All right. Captain Blair Morgan of Blue Water Bandit Charters brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers down in St. Joe for all your outdoor needs. Okay. First break and back with our special guest.
Bill Kramer Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC is Panama City's exclusive full-line dealership. Built on a 45-year foundation of trust and total customer satisfaction in all departments, including our huge pre-owned department, where we'll pay top dollar for your current automobile as a trade-in, or we'll place your vehicle on our lot and help you sell it. At Bill Kramer Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. 4 decades, 3 generations, 1 tradition.
Panama City Living is simply better without glasses. The Eye Center of North Florida offers the most advanced cataract surgery using lifestyle lens implants, which allow you to see all distances glasses-free. Our surgeons perform this quick and painless procedure at our accredited surgery center. When it comes to your vision, trust your local experts in surgical eye care. The Eye Center of North Florida.
9 doctors, 1 vision, yours.
We are so lucky to live in North Florida. We have some of the best fresh and saltwater fishing in the world. My biggest problem is not catching fish, but trying to decide what kind of fish I want to catch. No matter what I'm after, I always stop at Sunjammers Water Sports first. They have just what I need: rods and reels, line, tackle, and most important, live bait. Yes, sir, we sure are lucky.
Hi, I'm Paul Flagg with Professional Fiberglass and Marine Service. We offer all types of boat repair, fiberglass work, bottom painting, detailing, buffing. If your gel coat's looking dull, we can get that boat looking good for you again. We also offer a pickup and delivery service, and we have trailers that you can use if we are going to work on your boat, and we can come and get your boat for you. We can be reached at 850-960-9054, or you can reach us on the web at profiberglassmarine.com.
Okay. Welcome back. Welcome, Stan.
All right. Good morning. Good morning, Winston.
We get a little lead before we come in on the show, and before we come back from commercial. The good thing we do, because some things we don't want to
discuss on the air.
We talk about people, and we don't want them to
It's
hear.
good though. It's good stuff we say though.
Okay, Stan. What's going on, buddy?
Well, first of all, it was a tough weekend down the state, Winston. Boating wise, we had 2 incidents that are just mind-boggling for people going out. You know, Blair just talked about this bad weather. In South Florida, they had torrential rains. We had 8 people that went out on a 22-foot boat. It was 7-foot seas, 38-mile-an-hour winds, and they go out. They take their grandmother out. They got a 4-year-old grandchild on the boat. Most of them are not even wearing life jackets when they go out. The boat promptly sinks or takes a wave swamp. Yeah. And the whole family was out, and nobody was there to call for. There was nobody left to call for help.
No one knew they were gone.
No one knew they were gone. They floated. The 7 that survived floated 20 hours before a commercial fisherman happened to spot one of them holding on to an ice chest. And the water was warm enough. Now, it appeared to be different, but the water was warm enough. 7 of the 8 survived. But there was small craft advisory. And we had another incident this weekend where we had a family that went out and took 4 children under the age of 6 out, and same thing happened. Now, all of that group all survived. They were kind of marooned on an island, but we ended up, the officers had to go out in extremely tough weather and high seas, but they transported them basically one by one back. They couldn't put them all in the boat because of the size of the boat, and they were afraid of something happening, so they had to transport them one by one, but they got them all in. Point is, it's not worth your life to go out when you've got weather like we had this weekend. It's just not worth it. You can go to the fish market and buy fish if you got to have fish.
That's the truth.
Anyway, but on a positive, the good news of that is there was only 1 fatality among those two incidents. And listen, I heard Blair talking. I heard him mentioning about mullet. There's mullet running everywhere right now. But let me remind the viewers of one thing. There's a daily bag limit of 50 mullet. It's not as many as you can keep. We have bag limits in place for a reason. And one thing, this isn't a cooking show, but one thing that if you've never tried, if you'd like to mullet fish, is you can cook them on your grill, smoke them. You can build you a smoker. You can go on the internet and find plans how to do that if you want to do that. But they're not only are they a good fish fried, but they're a great fish if you like to smoke them, and all kinds of things out there on how to do that. But they're an abundant resource that we have in this area. Tons of mullet. People are talking about that. Somebody told me yesterday I was talking to that was down at Crooked Island just a few days ago, and they said the water, you look like you could walk on the mullet. There's so many mullet down there.
Saying on that note, I talked to a guy last night, Rudy Miller. He was at the end of the State Park Pier yesterday, and he watched mullet come by for 11 minutes, just solid mullet. He was saying he timed them. He showed me them for 11 minutes, and of course that's a great place to catch mullet.
And you know, mullet are one of the species from the time they're hatched to, you know, to their full size that is like fuel. It's like fuel in the ocean. They're a fish that every other fish, just a mini fish species, feed on, and it's great to see the mullet numbers back, because historically, if you read some of the old books in this area, and I know you've written in your book, a lot of these people made a living that were here 100 years ago, made a living off mullet and of course oysters.
They did, and not only made a living, their family subsided on them.
That's right.
Especially this time of year in the fall.
That's right.
And they would trade, they had that barter system. These farmers would come down from Alabama and Georgia and trade off with these barrels of salt fish.
Right.
With mullet.
Right.
So,
that's correct.
Yeah.
Do we have time to talk about one more thing?
Yeah, this is interesting. This is good stuff.
Well, let me mention too, if there's viewers that like to go and hunt, we've got 2 new areas that are coming online this year. One of them, I went to a meeting last night. It was in Bristol. The place is called the Beaver Dam Tract Small Game Area. This season, this tract, it's only 1,300 acres now. It's not huge, but it's going to be open for squirrel hunting, other small game, but it's primarily going to be for squirrel, and also it's open for hog hunting. And it's the dates are kind of wide open. It starts in mid-November, goes all the way to March the 4th. This is a tract that was purchased back in May, this past May, by our Water Management District. We have a great relationship with our Water Management District. They open just about all of their properties to hunting, and they're wanting to open this to hunting. This year it's small game, no deer hunting on it, but the reason they had the meeting last night is to talk about regulations for the 2012-13 season. So we will have I'm sure some type of deer hunting on it, but just to go through and see what the public wants. But it's called the Beaver Dam Track Area.
Beaver Dam, they're north of Bristol there.
That's correct.
Okay. All right, let's take a break and be right back with a lot more good news.
Harold Milling Company, rough and tough dog food. Harold Milling Company builds it. They build hog feed. They build dairy feed. They make chicken feed. They have specialty feeds for rabbits. If you got a worm farm, grandmother used to have a worm farm. Look at the Harold Milling Company. You want to go down and get the dog's not running anymore. That's all over with. You want to get that 16% and drop down from the 26% protein. You don't want over to get fat. Harold Milling Company, you can buy it almost any feed store in the Panama City area.
Captain's Cove Marina, designed with fishermen in mind. Easy access to the best fishing along Florida's Forgotten Coast. Deep sea fishing, fly fishing from a kayak, cruising endless miles of bayous, bays, and the intercoastal waterway. Count on the captain's crew to work hard to make your day on the water the best ever. Captain's Cove Marina, 1617 Grouper Avenue, Port St. Joe, 850-227-3357.
Panama City Beach is known as one of the top dive destinations in Florida. Divers Den offers daily dive charters that can accommodate up to 13 divers. Our boat captain is U.S. Coast Guard certified and a PADI dive instructor. We have trained professionals who offer a variety of scuba certifications. Come see us at our 2 locations on Thomas Drive and Tyndall Parkway.
On down to Blue Water Outrigger, where you'll always find friendly service, fresh and saltwater fishing rods, top of the line men's and women's apparel. Don't forget to pick up your live baits and let us help you with all your outdoor needs. Check out our wide selection of top quality reels and hunting necessities and everything in between. Come see us or order online. We'll be waiting for you right next door to Piggly Wiggly, Port St. Joe.
Welcome back. Here with Stan Kirkland. I want to, last night at Highland Park Baptist at an outdoor
outdoor dinner.
Yeah. Such a great time. We had over 900 men there, Stan, and great fellowship, great food, and had a lot of fun. The hour before that we ate, we had some cast net competition and some casting competition.
Wow.
and all ages got out there and tried that out. So we just had a great time, a great meal, and a great fellowship. But excellent job you guys put on. I really enjoyed it. Okay, you had mentioned we got so much stuff happening this weekend.
Winston, we've got locally there's a event for ladies. We don't set an age on this. It's called Becoming an Outdoors Woman event. It's at Gulf Coast College. You can call our office for more information, but it's like I say, it's primarily for ladies, and give you an opportunity to learn some outdoor skills if you're interested. Everything from fishing to how to get in a canoe or kayak, and anyway, some things like that, and they're again just for ladies.
Okay.
Also this weekend, there's the Forgotten Coast Bear Festival over at Carabel. One of the things that we're trying to do, and we're working with a variety of partners over there, is to focus attention on the fact that we've got bears. We've got lots of bears in some areas. They come into communities. No reason to be afraid of bears. We've never had an attack, but we try to use this festival as a way to teach people some things that can help them avoid conflicts. And we'll have some of our staff there talk about some of the latest trash things that are available in terms of that's where bears they're not coming. Bears are not coming for any reason other than to get in food and to eat something. And so there's several different types of containers. We're instructing or explaining to people how to use those if they're interested, how to work with their service provider. In fact, Herbert Field, I mentioned on the show, I think last time I was on with you, over at Eglin Air Force Base, they've switched to all bear-proof containers, and they have drastically reduced their problems on base because they had bears coming from Eglin Air Force Base, the undeveloped property, into the areas. And I mean, I've seen photos of people trying to get out the door to go to work, and there's a bear in the driveway, and it's a unique thing. And so, but anyway, lot going on.
Well, also we have the Elizabeth Baldorf Redfish Tournament Saturday.
That's right.
We have down in White City that big bass tournament will be $10,000 first place. Over in Sandestin is a nature festival. With the Bear Festival, so you got your choice of outdoor activities this weekend.
And
the
the
weather looks good.
Weather's supposed to be good. In contrast to last weekend, thankfully the weather's supposed to be good.
Yep. One of the things to be aware of, though, it's going to cool down some, but the wind, like Stan was talking about earlier, if it's windy, folks, you got to be careful getting out, because when we get that north wind, those seas, it looks real nice right next to shore. But you get out, they just build up, and before you know it, you get in trouble.
Yeah, when you're going out on a small boat, of course, you always should wear a life jacket. Always tell somebody where you're going. And, the Coast Guard, or the technical term for it is filing a float plan. But that's simply telling somebody where you're going and when you're due back. Because if you're not due back within a reasonable time, they can, your family can notify somebody and say, hey, my loved ones are not back, and can y'all look for them? And I'm telling you, in some cases, it really makes a difference, because this family was fortunate this weekend that it wasn't a mass number of casualties from poor decisions.
And like I say, if it had been up here with the water temperature, the hypothermia starts setting in. I mean, your body temperature is 98.6, and the water temperature today is 80 degrees. So. It wouldn't take long before we start getting some hot.
Yeah, there are hypothermia tables that you can look at, and it really tells you based on your body, based on the water temperature, how long that you can survive in the water. These are done over dozens and dozens of years, and it's based on collective information. And I'm telling you, the probability of survival, is if you're in cool water, you got to get out of it.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Winston, one other thing I wanted to mention that's starting this weekend. It's a season. It's our stone crab season. If you're really brave, you can take your bare hand and stick your hand down in their hole and pull them out. I know some people that do that. Usually you can tell because their fingers are black and blue when they get through.
Yeah.
But you can also use traps, up to 5 traps for a recreational angler. But can't take any claws from any of the egg-bearing females. The claws have to be 2 3/4 inches long. but it's a great season. They're great to eat. We have an abundance of stone crabs in our area. A lot of the old timers don't like to tell people how to do it because it's like giving away the secrets, but there are people that'll tell you what to look for and how to do it. But it's a good season though,
and it's a renourishable resource.
That's right. Runs in all the way into May.
Yeah, that is good. Okay, we're going to take a break, our last break, but we're going to give away. I know you can't see it on the screen, but this is Panhandle Outdoors decal for your truck, along with a coffee mug and a free refill from Express Lane for just calling in and watching the show this morning. So a lot of people ask about these winter decals. I have some more of these left. So Team Panhandle Outdoors to go in the back of the truck. And my students are crazy about those things. You think you're giving them something free. All right, let's take my number is 819-5548, and I'll take the first or second caller, and we'll take our final break and be right back.
My name's Captain Rick Corley. I'm a SAMS accredited Marine Surveyor, NAM certified Marine Surveyor, and IAME certified Marine Investigator. Been surveying since 1969. Was taught by my father, who is the oldest, longest practicing Marine Surveyor in the world. We do all types of survey, commercial or pleasure. Steel, aluminum, fiberglass, wood, makes no difference. Give us a call at 850-527-5287 or visit us online. We'd appreciate your visits.
On the water or under the water, success starts at C&G Sporting Goods. C&G specializes in fresh and saltwater fishing tackle, floundering supplies, spearfishing equipment, and much, much more. C&G also has licenses, maps, and expert advice on where to go. For over 59 years, C&G Sporting Goods has been the headquarters for the outdoors man. Fishing, hunting, camping, guns, and ammo. They've got it all. C&G, home of the experts, downtown Panama City.
The greatest investment we can all make is in the lives of our children and grandchildren.
To help you invest for retirement, handle your IRA rollover, protect your family with life or long-term care insurance. Call my dad for an appointment at his new office on Wilson Avenue behind Lowe's. And he'll give you a copy of his most recent book, 7 Steps to Serious Money. For free! Walter Woodrick, your Serious Money advisor!
It's Kubota Summertime Deal Days at Sowell Tractor, and Kubota finance offers are heating up.
Right now, we have long-term finance rates for qualified buyers.
We have the deals you've been waiting for on new Kubota compact track loaders.
Come take a look at our new Kubota compact track loaders and excavators today.
Hurry to Sowell Tractor's Kubota Summertime Deal Days and get your best deal on a new Kubota today while the sun shines.
Seasonal. Okay, welcome back. I want to congratulate Ruth Garrison. A lot of y'all call Ruth Garrison here in Panama City. Won the prize there. Let's do our times, our Express Lane fishing game forecast. We're looking at today is Wednesday, the 12th, and we're looking at 12:29 a.m. this morning, 2:29, and this evening around noon now, 12:51 to 2:51. Now, I want to say this. Yesterday, I talked to Bobby Graham. He came to the cookout last night, and he had 3 pompano in his ice chest in the back of his truck, and he caught them yesterday right around, he said around 2 o'clock, and I looked at our feed. That was right during our feeding time yesterday when he caught those pompano. So, you know, a lot of times now, I really believe in that, and yesterday is a great example of it, catching those pompano off the county pier.
One of the things you can do is the little fiddler crabs that are available locally. You can catch those fiddler crabs. They're around any of our bows. You pinch the claws off, so they're good baits. And
they're excellent bait.
Yep.
Excellent bait. Now, you were mentioning you want to talk about
just a couple things, Winston, in closing. It's our hunting seasons are about to get underway, and you know, we're gonna, you know, we have hunting seasons that go right till March. But the archery season in Zone D, which we're in Zone D here, which is from the just past the Apalachicola River all the way over to Pensacola, or Escambia County rather. Our archery season this year will, for private land now, will not only be by bow and arrow, crossbow, longbow and all, but also if you have a crossbow you want to use. Now I think you and you
Ronnie Groom brought a really nice
Ronnie
crossbow.
Groom yesterday, you talked about a crossbow. You can spend as much money. It's like buying cars. You can buy an inexpensive model, or you can buy a several $1,000 model, and they make some extremely nice ones. I don't know about the cost of the one Ronnie brought yesterday, but you can get whatever you want. But there's some very nice crossbows. They're legal to use during the archery season now on private lands. All you need, if you're going to hunt with a bow, you need an archery permit. If you want to hunt with a crossbow, you need, during this early season, this month-long season, you need a crossbow permit. They load a little differently. I don't know if Ronnie showed how to load them, but they load.
Ways, yeah.
You can put a scope on them.
Yeah.
You know, got most of them. Most people that use them do put a little scope on them. You can't extend the range much what you can with a regular bow.
Right.
They're not for 80-yard shots, but for close in, 30 yards, 35 yards, they're an ideal thing for people, particularly people that have limitations with their shoulders or arms that can't pull a bow back. It gives them an opportunity to be in the woods.
Stan, let me ask you this. Talking about hunting, what was y'all's reports on dove season? Do we have a pretty good dove season to open up with? Or?
Winston, from what I heard, it was pretty poor.
That's what I've heard.
And I, you know, don't mean to be pessimistic, but the reports I got were just that there were very few doves. Some years we have tons of doves. One of the things that I was talking to our guy the other day that heads up our small game program, and he was telling me there are 20-something states that are banning doves. Florida's one of those states that bans doves. And one thing that we've learned, and there's still some data that they're tabulating, but one of the things they're learning is most of your states in the South, when you shoot doves in September and into October, what you have are not migrating doves. They're locally produced doves. And that goes for Florida, for Alabama, for Georgia. And so, you know, there's this thing out there that people believe that all of a sudden we're going to get these massive numbers of doves in here from Ohio or wherever they think they come from, and that's really not the case. They're locally produced doves, and you need to get your, you know, and you need to get your fields ready, have them ready, and time them with the season. You can do some creative things. You can't put grain on the ground. You can't go out there and straw it on the ground, but you can do some creative things like with bush hogs, with silage cutters. You can run through and chew up corn if you got corn. That's perfectly legal, but you can't take something from a bag and go out there and throw it on the ground and then say, well, it grew here, because it didn't.
All right. Well, Stan, that's some good news there, and I heard the same reports. They're pretty slack on dove season. We run out of time again.
Well, Winston, a good show, and I always enjoy being on with you. We get calls after we come on with you.
Well, I get calls too. Everybody enjoys you coming on. So, folks, and thank you for watching the show, and thank you for inviting us into your home. And you know, you have a great day at work, and if you're retired, have a great day playing golf, and do something good for somebody. And God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.